When you think of beautiful locations, this probably isn't one of the first places that would come to mind. It's made of concrete, steel, it's a brutalist design, but that's the exact reason why we've come here today. This is Deal Pier, built in the late 1950s and one of the last remaining examples of post-war brutalist architecture. No decoration, function over form, just raw, honest industrial design. My goal today was unusual. I wanted to make this place look beautiful, or at least make it more visually appealing. Today, I was shooting with the DJI Mini 4 Pro, which is perfect when working in close proximity to people and buildings. It also has the ability to shoot in vertical, which is very useful when wanting to frame up portrait compositions. Deal Pier doesn't actually open until 8 AM, which makes it a perfect place to shoot with nobody around at sunrise. It's not often that we get the right conditions to be able to photograph a place like this, but this morning the sun was unobstructed, the winds weren't too strong, and it all contributed to being able to do justice to this place. There's a very specific reason why I chose this time of day, and that is that I wanted that strong directional light to be able to emphasize texture and detail, and to be able to create long striking shadows that would emphasize and complement my compositions. My intention was that the soft morning light would complement and contrast the harsh angular lines of the pier. So the question is, did the combination of that light, the use of technology and this brutalist design come together to make something that was truly artistic? It's my hope that this morning's strong directional light will allow us to be able to find some visually appealing conversions to monochromatic. I've got the drone lined up right above the pier, dead centre. It pulls your eye straight out to the horizon. That little reflection from the sun adds just enough to balance it. Really simple, but it holds your attention. Now I'm flying a bit lower with the gimbal tilted down. It makes the pier feel like it's drifting, almost like a ship out to sea. The light skimming across the surface and picking out those textures in the concrete, which I really like as well. Here I've taken the drone out beyond the pier and looking back towards the land. This isn't a view that you usually get to see, so the whole length stretches back into the coastline. The sunrise is soft and it's helping to bring out the details in my composition. I've taken my drone up to the legal limit and I'm shooting straight down. From this height, the pier turns into a shape rather than a structure, I think. The shadows and negative space give it a floating, almost surreal quality, and I think this is going to look really good. I've come up with a tighter composition here, zoomed in over the walkway, but I really like the way the shadows from the railings stretch out like sheet music. It's definitely more abstract, less about showing the place and more about the shape. This is just a clean side profile, everything's level and balanced, and I'll probably look to take the colour out of it and make it about tone and structure. That little observation booth adds just enough to break up the symmetry. So this is the same angle, but I've pulled back out, and I'll be looking to keep this in colour because the sky's still got some soft pastel tones that calm everything down and balance out the structure, which still feels harsh and industrial, but the light makes it more approachable, I think. So I've swung the drone round here to create a diagonal. The sun's deliberately just out of frame, but its reflection should give the water a bit of drama. This one's definitely more about mood and movement than balance. So this one's all about the symmetry. I'm dead centre underneath the pier, letting those lines just guide your eyes straight through the image. The early lights hitting the concrete columns just right, and it feels brutalist, but it also has a peaceful quality to it. That was a surprisingly rewarding morning. I really wasn't sure what to expect, especially with the raw, repetitive architecture of this brutalist pier. But once I got the drone up in the air and I was able to see it from unique and different perspectives, I really thought this was a productive photo shoot. Shooting vertical was really handy too. Finding nice portraits where I was able to cut out the sun I thought was useful, as well as being able to use it to frame up compositions where I wanted to focus on the architecture and the shadows being created by the sun.